Stephen A. Smith just can't ever seem to leave Kyrie Irving alone. We're going to talk about it right after the bumper. Stay tuned. What's good people? Jeff Lighty Jr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, we understand, for those of us basketball fans, we understand what's taking place with the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving. Hey, I stand with Kyrie Irving. I'm sure a lot of you stand with Kyrie Irving. You know, basketball is this thing. It's about morals and it's about what you value and it's about, what you believe is right. And if you don't believe mandates for state and policies and all those kind of things is right, then hey, and you're willing to risk your money, you're willing to not get paid from your job, then by all means, I stand with you 100% of the way. But everybody doesn't agree with that. And that's fair. That's fine. You cannot agree with it. It is what it is. But to continue to harp on it and to continue to attack one person with the platform that some people have is just disgusting. Like it's honestly, it's utterly ridiculous. At this point, just leave it alone. It has nothing to do with basketball. It has nothing to do with sports. It has everything to do with the person, with the man. But to continue to attack Kyrie Irving by Stephen A. Smith, who was one of the most recognized sports broadcasters in the world, on a platform that reaches millions of people daily, not just weekly or monthly, daily. To continue to attack Kyrie Irving for no reason is sickening. Honestly, you're better than that. You are way better than that. So where does all this come from? So obviously, for those of you, like I kind of explained already, Kyrie Irving has chosen not to play basketball because he does not agree with the mandates that take place in New York City. He says, my body, my choice, and he does not want to get the jab mandate. He does not want to abide by the jab mandate. With New York City, it says to participate in any indoor activities, including basketball, you must get the jab. And I applaud him. If you're willing to put $17 million on the line or lose out on it, then by all means, do what you got to do. But obviously, some people don't agree with that, Stephen A. Smith being one. So the Brooklyn Nets recently played the Golden State Warriors. And the reason why that game will always be relevant as long as Kevin Durant is a member of the Brooklyn Nets and not on the Golden State Warriors is because Kevin Durant left the Warriors to go to the Nets. And in that game, Steph Curry just went off. He did Steph Curry things. And the Warriors is the best team in basketball. They have the best record in the NBA. And Stephen A. went on to say that Kevin Durant has no help in Brooklyn. James Harden basically wants out. And Kyrie Irving is a selfish person, all these selfish words because he doesn't want to get the jab and he's not there to play basketball. And I'm going to let you hear what Stephen A. And Stephen A. has been on this for a very, very long time. This is not the first time he's spoken ill about Kyrie Irving, but this is just the latest. And I'm going to let you hear from himself, hear his own words, and that way I don't have to explain it to you, and then I'll give you some more context around it after you hear this short clip from Stephen A. So this is Stephen A. on Kyrie Irving. It says, just a quote, it says, Kyrie has betrayed basketball fans. Kyrie has betrayed basketball fans. Okay, let's listen.
Each and every single time he thinks about himself, and he left his boy hanging. KD came to Brooklyn because of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving has betrayed KD. He has betrayed basketball fans with his continual excuses for absence. He has betrayed his teammates. He's betrayed the NBA game because he is a superstar, a showstopper, must-see television, must-see in person. He's that much of a genius as a basketball player. He don't give a damn about none of that. We're beneath him. He's here. The rest of us are there. We're not on his level. We can't think like him. Each and every single time, he thinks about himself. And he left his...
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stephen A. Smith. I understand you have a job to do. I get it. I get on these very same internet airwaves every single day and talk sports for the most part. Sometimes I talk about, these brilliant, beautiful black people behind me and the ones that are running around in society today. But for the most part, I come on here. This is my logo right here, Victory Formation. I come on here and I talk about sports. I talk about guys like Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, so on and so forth. But one thing I do not do is I do not consistently try to berate these people. I'll judge the hell out of somebody's game, judge the hell out of a performance. I just talked about Anthony Davis getting dog walked by Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'll do that all day, every day. But when these men, who are men, now they're very rich men, some of them abnormally large men as far as height, size, whatever, athletically, gifted men. But when these men who are human beings, decide and make personal decisions that only affect them and that affect their pockets, and they're willing to put the money on the line, take money out of their families, off their family's plate, how the hell can I judge them? When they make their own decisions and they don't just conform to whatever you or me thinks, how the hell can I judge them? How can I sit there and call them selfish? Say they betrayed Brooklyn. Say they betrayed Kevin Durant and James Harden and basketball fans and NBA fans and so on and so forth. How the hell he betrayed them? When Kyrie Irving decided to play in the NBA 10 years ago, or even more recently when he decided to play for the Brooklyn Nets this season, there was no jab mandates. When he signed his NBA contract, they didn't say, oh yeah, and by the way, in a few years, because he signed it a couple years ago, in a few years there's going to be a global pandemic and there's going to be a bunch of other things that you can do to stay healthy. But when they come out with this jab, you're going to have to take it. Hey, they didn't tell him that. That wasn't a part of the deal. That wasn't a part of his contract. That wasn't a part of the agreement that he made with the Brooklyn Nets or that he made with Kevin Durant or James Harden and so on and so forth. That was none of it. That's what the governor of New York decided. Because there's a whole bunch of other states, a whole bunch of other cities that you can go around with no mask and no jab. So once again, tell me once again, Kyrie is the one missing out on a chance to win a championship, just like Kevin Durant. Only difference between Kyrie and Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant still getting paid his full salary, where Kyrie Irving is missing out on half of his salary for what he believes in. Because he says it's his body, his choice. He is a grown man that is deciding to say, I'm a grown man. I own my body. The NBA doesn't own my body. The Brooklyn Nets don't own my body. They can't tell me what to put into my body. Now, for those of you who decided to do that, but I am not talking bad about you all. So therefore, don't talk bad about me. Period. Because just like you have doctors and friends and medical professionals that will say the jab is good for you, I can point to you plenty of researchers, doctors, and medical professionals that say the jab, that you shouldn't get the jab, especially when you're in your 20s, fully healthy, professional athlete, not overweight with no pre-existing health conditions. And not just no bourgeoisie doctors that you or medical professionals that you just want to write off. We're talking about Matthew Mamoli, senior doctor at the NIH, that same organization that Dr. Fauci is a part of. Matthew Mamoli, a senior 16-year doctor of the NIH who stands so heavily on his conviction that he's willing to debate his co-workers, including Dr. Fauci, on why some Americans, a lot of people around the world, shouldn't get the jab because of this thing called natural immunity. But you don't hear that argument. All we hear is people with large platforms and just want to spread their message or has been told to spread a certain message in some cases, talking bad about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving hasn't played basketball all season long. There are other topics in the game of basketball besides Kyrie Irving. I haven't talked about Kyrie Irving since he dropped his video because there's no need to talk about Kyrie Irving. There's no need. Do the Nets miss him? Hell yes, they miss him. But last I checked, the Nets cupboard isn't bare. They still got Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, James Harden. It's not Kyrie Irving's fault that those guys aren't performing. Now, obviously, when Kyrie is on the court, he is a dog, period. He's hard. He's one of the most difficult guards in the NBA to guard. He is one of the best players in the league, period. But it ain't his fault James Harden ain't playing the same because they changed the rules. They're not giving those little cheap fouls. Kyrie Irving didn't need cheap fouls to be a great player. Not to say James Harden does. I think James Harden can get it back, but right now he's not the same. But to continue to get on those ESPN airwaves, to get on Twitter and Facebook with your millions and millions of followers and try to push this narrative like Kyrie's this person that's betraying his team because he wants to decide what he puts in his body, because his doctors, his medical professionals have told him, nah, bro, you're probably good without using that. Come on, man. Come on, dog. We got it. We got to do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. We have to look at both sides of the coin. Matthew Mamoli, look him up. Matthew Mamoli is a senior doctor at the NIH, the National Institute of Health, the same place that employs Dr. Anthony Fauci, is going to debate his colleagues and coworkers, including Fauci, on why natural immunity is a thing, on why everyone should not get the jab, on why he and his family remain unjabbed. I don't know, man. Especially if you're a 20-something-year-old professional athlete that's in tip-top shape, that has no pre-existing health conditions. As you guys know, I stand with Kyrie. Stephen A., your constant attacks on Kyrie Irving, you're better than that, man. You are better than that, period. I'm not going to call you anything. I've seen other people call you certain names, but this is getting old. Come on. Like there's a whole basketball season going on right now. Let's talk about other things besides Kyrie Irving. My name is Jeff Lightsey Jr. with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeff Lightsey Sports. That is Jeff Lightsey Sports on Facebook. On Twitter and Instagram, at JLightsey7. That is at JLightsey7 on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.